There it is. Well, hello, ladies.
Hello.
Hello. I am so excited to have you join me this fine Sunday, snowy, rainy, blizzardy, I don't know what you call it, evening here in Georgia. But I wanted us to come on to talk about Embracing Me, the one-day retreat coming February 5th, 2022. I almost got ready to say 2020. We don't want to live that all over again, but 2022, Embracing Me. And what does that mean to us? Because I have people that are reaching out to me and asking me, what is it all about? Is it a vision board? Will we be doing a vision board? What is going on? And so my best explanation to them, first off, introducing myself to everyone. I am Lisa Collins, the owner of To Each His Own Yoga and Wellness. And I have joining me Tulane Bolden. Wave at the folks, Tulane. And I have Ebony Cooper joining me. Sorry about that. Wave, Ebony. And so we're just going to take up a few moments of your time and talk about what embracing me means. And so when I'm asked that question, the first thing I like to let people know is we are leveling up for 2022. We have done the vision board. I used to host vision board parties, but for me, it's taking that inspired action after the board is done. What does that mean? And living out loud. 2022 is all about living out loud. And so that's what embracing me means. And so I want to start with Tulane and just tell us a little bit about what embracing you or embracing me means to you.
Well, one of my goals I set for myself for this year has been to embrace me in a way different than I've done any other time in my life. I've spent most of my life caring for others, and then I get left behind. So embracing me would be putting me forward, and not in a selfish way, but in a way that I can be full and then be able to pour into others. And with that is, I want to increase awareness of my plant-based journey, my veganism, if you will, and share that with more people.
Yes. Oh, I love that. And also joining us is Ebony Cooper. Why do I keep wanting to add an N or something in the middle of your name? I apologize. I don't know where that's coming from. But Ebony, tell us more about, I think you know what it is. I want to say Ebb and Flow.
Yeah.
And not your last name. So I'm used to saying that. So I'm just going to say I have Ebony of Ebb and Flow with us, because now it feels, see how it's rolling off my tongue even better. But
right.
Tell us a little bit about yourself and what you will bring to Embracing Me 2022.
Okay, well, I'm Ebb and Flow. I am a yogi. I'm a yoga instructor at To Each His Own. I am a meditation guide, a sound healer, and I am an intimacy coach. So when we talk about intimacy is the closeness, the familiarity, friendship, interpersonal connections, right? But interpersonal, like the people around you. But I love to break it down the way Ayala broke it down, which is into me I see.
Ooh,
so
love that.
I feel like that involves not just accepting the person that you make yourself when you are around other people, but accepting that person who lives inside of you, because that person is so many people, especially as women of color. We have a tendency to carry the load. That's who we are, strong Black women. That's what we do. And it's about reconnecting with the women that are inside of you, those women being that true you, the women that came before you and the women that will come after. it's understanding and owning and embracing that inner self. Intimacy is more than just a physical relationship. We know that. So it's about bringing that full circle, aligning it with our passions and redefining our power as women.
Yes. Oh, I love
So
that. I love that.
yeah,
And say
so
that
like,
again. Into me,
so
I see.
yes, into me, I
Oh,
see. So think about that, like how we think about love languages. Like, do you love yourself in your love language? If
right.
you know that you love to receive gifts, do you buy yourself the flower? Do you light yourself candles? Do you take yourself out to the movies, or do you
Right.
wait? You know,
Right.
do you how do you speak to yourself? Do
Yeah.
you saying kind words to yourself? Because we easily give our people around us encouraging words, but the moment we feel like we're not owning up or standing up to what we have calculated in our head where we want to be or we thought we were going to be, we start doubting ourselves and being really harsh on ourselves. And it's like, so do you combat that with the same love that you would receive, or do you talk to yourself the way that you would talk to a friend?
Yeah, that's so important. That is
Mm-hmm.
so important because a lot of times, like Tulane mentioned, and like you just mentioned, we're so giving of ourselves to other people. And
Mm-hmm.
so I know one of the things that I teach in my yoga classes, it's called a set embrace. And I remember throughout my entire training, I didn't know why every time we got to that particular posture, I would cry. But then I began to realize I'm crying because no one has hugged me. This is my opportunity. It would be that one Saturday for me to hug myself. And so, in building my just like how I'm going to structure my classes, I made sure that not only are you going to hug yourself, that I'm going to hug you back. And although it came at a time when COVID hit, and I would reference it at, I can't hug you, it really wasn't that. It was, I wanted to send you that same love, that energy, that exchange of energy,
Yeah.
sister to sister. Or
Yeah.
even I had male clients as well. Well, that their wives or their girlfriend, or they may even be single. My one particular male client was single. And so he needed a hug. He was here by himself. And so it's so important to have that embrace. And so I've always remembered that. And that's why when we were trying to figure out the name, we went from empower to inspire to, and I said, no, it's the embrace. And that is
Mm-hmm.
the one thing that kept sticking with me about my class, other women. We have to embrace each other. And
Yeah.
so in doing this, my goal is to have this not only be the 1 day retreat, but I want this to be where we develop my favorite word, a cohort. That is my favorite word. Where we develop a cohort of women where we get together quarterly or every 6 weeks. We have to see how that looks. And it's a small group, select group of women that are ready. So this 1 day retreat is going to be that spark. So you know how when you're starting a car, if you need to jump start your car for whatever reason, the starter may have gone out. That's a perfect example. The starter's gone out. You don't know what to do, but you do know that you have these, what do you call the things? I forgot, to start the car if it goes out or whatever, that your dad or your husband tells you to keep
Like
in the
like the
car.
jumper cables.
Jumper cables. And you need something to jump start that. So you put those on, but if you touch them together by accident, they tell you don't touch them because it's going to spark. So I want to touch together, spark, and then add them on. And then we are going to run around and start the car for these women. Be the charge and give them something to leave with, nutritional things, help them with different ways with nutrition, help them understand the importance of intimacy. I was listening to someone today, and they were talking about women have women believe that or just have come to see that the only time they're intimate is with an act. Same is true for as far as health is concerned, not understanding certain things that you can do in order to prepare yourself to be able to take that journey into plant-based and not just say, I'm just going to do it. And you start, for me, it's easy to run into a restaurant and go somewhere and get some Brussels sprouts, fried green tomatoes, and buffalo cauliflower and eat it. But I'm like, I can prepare this at home. But I need to know the seasonings. There's one particular seasoning I bought recently that I thought would be like amazing, and it wasn't. But if I had someone like Tulane to be able to tell me, this pairs with this, or try this with this. Oh, wait a minute. She makes an amazing bouillon that I've used. It has helped me. So T, tell us, and I call her T, I apologize, but please tell us, more about like what tools can we use to help us get started.
Thank you, Lisa. Yeah, I think that's what the Embracing Me retreat was gonna, like you said, spark and give you some ideas. I really like to focus on not stress eating. And that situation where you just explained, it's easy to run in and go pick up something from the store or from a restaurant, and something that's prepared already. But part of Embracing Me is doing my prep. That's important. I feel I'm valuable enough, and my family is valuable enough. It's important that I put in the time to prep for our meal. So Sunday is usually my prep day. I make that bouillon that you talk about because we may have run out or whatever. And I make any of my like pantry staples, I'll call them. Sunday is the day to kind of do that. And that makes it easier to just grab off the shelf and do different things. I can't even tell you the things I haven't bought in so long. I can't even remember when the last time I bought those little packet of seasoning mixes. I don't even know what that's like. I'm like, I haven't bought that. I haven't bought Italian seasoning because I asked an actual Italian and they were like, yeah, we don't do that.
Wow.
And they said, what they were like, what's Italian seasoning? And I was like, oh, it's just this blend. They were like, yeah, why don't you just buy oregano and basil and all of that and mix it up yourself? So that's been years I've been doing that kind of stuff. I was like, oh yeah, Italian seasoning, that's not found in an Italian home. And so I found that the prep work is what's going to reduce the stress. And I even, as you know, prep my snacks. So that, because it's easy to go run and grab a bag of chips or some popcorn from the store. It makes it convenient. We're out already and we can just do that. But I try and prep because I feel like I'm worth it. And what I hope to convey is during the Embracing Me retreat is to just give people some options. Because you don't know what's out there if you don't know.
Exactly.
And a lot of the things that you can make or that you're picking up at the store, you already have in your pantry. Most of us have like some staples that you just need to throw together and utilize. So with the Embracing Me, it's the whole thing for me. You have to love to cook. I don't talk negatively about my hands because that's what's preparing the food. And I believe in that energy transferring. So I would love to talk about the whole process and doing that. I'm not going to talk negatively about my hands because that energy is flowing into the food as I'm prepping it. I have love in my heart while I'm cooking.
Yes.
Those are some of my best tools, in all honesty. I love, and I want to see the joy on the people's face that eat the food that I prepare.
Yes.
So
I
I
love
always
it.
think of it. I never cook if I'm in a bad mood. I try to never cook if I'm in a bad mood because it's going to taste different.
It is.
It'll still be good,
Yeah.
but it's going to taste, I can taste the difference
Right.
if I'm in a bad mood. So
Right.
I talk about all of that, and part of embracing me and embracing you as an individual through this retreat. And not, it's just not a retreat, it's a journey.
It is. It is.
So I love to bring that to the table, and you'll get to hear a little bit of my story as to why I made the conversion and why I raised vegan children. I have a daughter that hasn't had meat
Ever.
So
Mm-hmm.
I'll give you a little bit into my backstory, and I welcome the chance of sharing that and look forward to it.
I absolutely appreciate that. And I have to share, recently, well, last year I was taking a trip, and I brought along a bag of the kale chips you made for me. And we had like a little delay at the airport. And so the ladies that I was with, they went to the airport, went into the snack area at the airport. We were leaving early, so it was only one vendor open. And they spent $25, $30 on junk. And when they got back, they're like, well, what are you eating? And I was like, kale chips. And they were like, kale chips? Who eats kale chips at 7:00 in the morning? I was like, that would be me. As you're spending your $30 on junk. I literally was full. By then we got on a plane. I had me a cup of tea to go with it. I bring my tea bags with me. Call me bougie, but I carry my own special tea bags with me. So I had my tea on the plane and I was fine, but I was $30 still in my pocket and I didn't have a bunch of junk. So, and I appreciate you for preparing preparing enough that I thought, you know what, let me take this as a snack with me, as opposed to, just getting some junk and then feeling guilty about it. So I definitely appreciate that. And I so look forward to learning more. And I feel like even the vendors that we're going to have at this event and who will be part of the entire journey, because it's going to be a year journey with this. It's just not this one thing. As you mentioned, it's going to be a year where we get together. The vendors that I am trying to attract are those that are into holistic health and wellness. It's not coming in with just something that you're selling and that's it, because I want to have a relationship with you to be able to have you come to different events and to be able to partner with Tulane and with Ebony. They may have herbs that you may be able to use. They may have different crystals or stones or different things that you can reference people back to them. But I sell those in my shop as well. But you can reference them back to those vendors where they are able to further explain and have them understand why it's important for them to start utilizing or recognizing the intimate relationships with themselves so that they know how this all ties in. Because when I say holistic, I'm talking about WHOLE. This is a holistic approach to embracing you. It has nothing to do with your spouse. You're going to recognize some things, your children, your family. It may be an opportunity for you to look at these relationships and then understand, I need to do some work for me, not only for the women that are attending. I realized that this was important to do because I need to do some work for myself. And so I was like, what better way than to introduce this is to have myself, other women come on board, people that I absolutely love, you two, come in and be able to just embody what that means from all different standpoints, talking about healthy eating. And it's not even just about the eating piece of it, it's embodying what food is. And the same thing with intimacy, understanding, like even farmers. When I think about, I have a favorite farmer that I go to on Saturdays at Freedom Farmers Market here in Atlanta. And I absolutely love him because his name is Eugene. And I was down there for the first time. And when I went there, I was so congested. And I just walked over to him because he was an African-American farmer and just started a conversation. I said, well, I'm going to go. My allergies are acting up. He says, hold on, I got something for you. And he gave me wasabi, a piece of wasabi green. And he said, bite on that. When I tell you, it literally cleared everything up right then and there. I bought a bunch of the greens, brought them home. He told me how to prepare them. But from that point to this point, that was about 3 years ago. From that point to this point, I literally watch him and see how his love for the soil, you know what I mean? So to me, that's embracing not just the green, but embracing the soil and showing it love. And I feel like we as women need to do that. You know, we got so much on TV of cattiness and just all kind of stuff. And then you have women that are on TV with all kinds of just treating themselves any kind of way. But the underlying issue when they start crying is they don't have a relationship with themselves. And so that's where, Ebony, I want you, my hope is for you to come in and just peel those layers back. So I'm going to have an Egyptian blue lotus on every table, and we're going to help them peel the layers back and understand, oh my gosh. And some women may be further along than other women. And that's why I want it to be a small, intimate group as we move along. After the one-day retreat is over, we move into the small group of, say, about 12 women, have them join together as pillars. In my yoga teacher training, we had a pillar and we were responsible to each other. If there was a conflict that we absolutely could not meet eye at, then the master teacher would come in and offer a resolution. But for the most part, the goal was for us to work together. So like I said, some women may be further along in their journey and they work together. And it was the way it worked out, it was random. Like you picked me, I picked you. It wasn't, we didn't know anyone in the room. So it wasn't like my friend was my pillar. We were just like, okay, well, I'll take you. Okay, and I'll take you. And we learned about each other and realized, for me, I realized that my partner was going through some things that her experience and my experience was totally different. So then she taught me compassion. And I'm rigid now, but I was rigid. Like, this is supposed to be, we're supposed to do yoga at this time. We're supposed to report to each other at that time. We're supposed to journal at this time. And she was more like, oh, don't worry about it, because she already had a certification. But this was all new to me. And so we're going to run into women at the retreat or moving forward who may have the same experience, but our goal is to bring them back together as sisters and lock elbows and say, we're going to do this together. And same thing with our vendors. We're going to partner with them and figure out ways to help them grow into whatever they want to grow. So that's the goal in doing this. And so that is why I wanted us to come together, speak a little bit about what Embracing Me one-day retreat is all about. And so for the next couple of weeks leading up to February 5th, I'm going to have, I have 2 other speakers that are going to be working with us at the retreat. And so I'm going to invite them on and just have them speak about what intimacy means to them. And in how it'll be 6 of us, all 6 of us can really sit down and have our breakout sessions, see what we can offer to women and how we can help them grow along their journey. And then guess what? We're growing as well. We're figuring it out. So all the work that we've done in the shadow, now we're bringing it to the front and saying, okay, here I am, take me as I am. I'm loving me. And like, I think it's Mary J. Blige has this new song, Good Morning Gorgeous. Knowing her journey, just looking as a fan, to hear her sing that is like, oh my gosh. So I now wake up and say, good morning, gorgeous, because I've been on that journey with her. And so I'm like, how many other women are waking up singing that? I'm interested to find out just about that. So I am really looking forward to having you both join us. We're doing the work together. We're locking elbows. 2022, I'm so excited. This is a year to live out loud. You know, I share with Tulane that I am not a bodacious, loud person. I am introverted and I have an extroverted side. Like this is the extroverted side, but the introverted side of me, when I'm in a room full of people, I'm sitting by the door. I'm an empath as well. So I'm picking up on everyone's energy, but I'm sitting by the door and I'm just observing. And a lot of times it's perceived as, well, she's standoffish, but I'm not. I'm just, I don't know. I don't feel very comfortable, but I'm ready to get out of that because I feel like I've done so much. Why am I just not doing so much? You know what I mean? So, and I love you two because I know, Ebony, everything that you share with me, I can't wait for the other women to hear about your journey. The same thing with Tulane, amazing journey. And to be able to stand on 2 firm feet every week. And just the fact that you love me enough to come to yoga and join me from Ackworth every week and show up continuously. It's like, I appreciate that. I truly appreciate that. And so as I always say in my class, in the embrace, I don't take it lightly. And I don't just consider, you could be anywhere else in the world. You guys both pass 1,000,001 yoga studios. So it's something about me and it's something about you that the connection is there. So build on it. And I want other women to see the beauty of the sisterhood that we're creating. That's what this is all about. The yoga studio is just a tool, but it's the work that we're going to do outside of that studio or bringing people in so we can all do it together. And so I'm really excited. I hope you all are as equally excited. I can talk forever, so I'm going to stop because I want to be mindful of your time. And I said I was going to get us out here at a certain time. And I'm only 1 minute over. I'm so proud of me. But any last minute words from the 2 of you? Ebony?
Yes, I always say in class, like the golden rule is do unto others as you would have others do unto you. But I share that you do unto others how you do unto yourselves and unto ourselves. And so with treating ourselves with that love, we share that same love. So we're here to spread light and love. And that's what Embracing Me is all about.
Yes, yes, I love it. Tulane, any last minute words?
I'm looking forward to it and I can't wait to embrace me and embrace others.
Yes. Well, with that being said, I am going to let you ladies tell you to have a great evening. Stay warm. We will see each other in class. Ebony, I will see you in class on Tuesday. Tulane, I will see you in class during the week. And I will see you on Wednesday. I'll see you on Wednesday. And so I am looking forward to embracing me and embracing the other women at Embrace Me on February the 5th, 2022 at To Each His Own Yoga and Wellness Studio in Snellville, Georgia. I forgot to say Snellville, Georgia. So I'll see you both. Have a great evening. Thank you so much for joining me.
Good night.
Good night.
Bye.